Hey everybody, it's Kyle. That was a little bit of Digueo by ZZ Top for you. Um, it's a recent acquisition I have. Actually had to get that one from overseas. Couldn't get a good copy here in the U.S., and so was able to pick one up online from Great Britain. So kind of an alternate copy, kind of different looking, kind of cool. I mean, ZZ Top's just straight up kind of cool, really. But anyway, hey everybody, how's it going? I appreciate you guys listening. I know it's been really awesome to see how many people are listening lately. And I would imagine that has to do with me coming clean on a few things. So, yeah, I mean, I got plenty of things to come clean about, but first off, let me open this beer. All right. Because nothing better than a little bowl of loudmouth soup to get you talking, right? Yeah. Anyway, a lot of things have happened since I talked to you guys last. Like I said, the numbers are really up. It's really cool to see everybody enjoying what I'm doing. And I hope you guys keep it up, because I'm going to keep it up, like I've said before. And I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you guys being cool with the stuff I've been talking about lately. So I'll get right into it. Let's see. Things that are bugging me. Gosh, I'm not going to say that's a tough one, because I say that every week. But it kind of is a tough one this week. Things are going pretty good right now. And I've been pretty happy, but there still are some real things that are going on inside of me, and things that I see happening. And it's interesting. At my job, we've been asked to read a book, and usually when I hear something like that, I'm like, oh no, right? Because if you're going to read, you want to try and read something that you are reading for enjoyment. But it is good sometimes to take in something that's suggested by somebody else. So that's what's happened, and it's been interesting. I'll put the link up to the book later, but long story short, I don't think it's so much of a corporate book, but it's more of a book on how to try and be a good human, which more and more people seem to really have a problem with. And that's kind of what I'm going to get into that's bugging me. That's nothing really new on here. I've talked about that before, about, people not treating others like they would want to be treated, and, blah, 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 blah. But it's true. I think what I would say more in this scenario is what's bugging me is, people who aren't being real with themselves. It's one thing to kind of hold things back from others and kind of not really, be completely open with someone else. But it's another thing entirely to be that way with yourself. And a lot of things happen when you're that way. I mean, obviously, you're not being genuine, and you're not, you're finding it easy to believe that you're not doing things wrong sometimes. And it's interesting because I did that for so long. And I mean, I still do it sometimes. We all do. But you actually get to a point when you're like this where you start to believe your own lies. And it's crazy. I know that I personally found myself kind of bullshitting about dumb stuff, stuff that really nobody could give a shit one way or the other if it's something that really happened to me or whatever. And but I'm insistent on saying it did. And I mean, I just wonder if people have looked at me when I've done stuff like that and been like, yeah, dude, you're full of shit. Like I do when I hear people say things like that. And it's one of those things where, I'm just not being honest with myself. And after a while, if you say those lies out loud enough over and over and over and over again, you end up believing them, you know? So I think there's a lot of people out there who kind of live under that veil. And I think that they go through their life just not being real with themselves. I mean, look, man, I can remember when I went to college my first year, and I remember, I'll call out my buddy Damo right now. I'll probably beep your name later because I've been known to do that. But nothing negative about Damien. But I remember him. It was our freshman year, and it was the same year that Star Trek: The Next Generation came out on TV. And I remember being excited. I was never a big Star Trek fan, but hey, man, it was new sci-fi. And I remember being excited to watch the first episode, and I remember watching the first episode. And I remember him talking to me about it and being like, dude, what are you going to watch this nerdy stuff, man? I mean, and I remember saying, yeah, man, I'm going to watch what I want to watch. And dude, I am a nerd, man. I'm a Star Wars nerd. I'm a tech nerd. I'm a music nerd. I'm a drone nerd. I'm a movie nerd. I am who I am. These are things that I like. And, it's funny because I talked to him since, and he gets it now. And he's like, yeah, that was ridiculous, that someone would give you grief over something that you like. And it is ridiculous, but that's also kind of the time that we grew up in. I mean, you got to consider that the big movies, I think, around that time were like Revenge of the Nerds and stuff like that. And right now, hey, man, nerds are in style. Nerds are fashionable. So you're going to have a tough time convincing somebody that being a nerd is something that's not cool at the moment. So, yeah, kind of funny, but it was just really interesting to think about that. And it's interesting to think about how people aren't real with themselves. In so many situations, we're just so used to like bullshitting each other and not being genuine and not really being who we are. And I know it's because, just like I talked about last week and even the week before that, we're just scared to be ourselves around other people. And we have a fear that people aren't going to accept us and that we'll be cast out or whatever. Not all of us. I mean, there's a lot of people who could give a shit less and they'd rather be cast out. But it's amazing how not genuine we are with ourselves and how we try to conform and fit into these groups and stuff instead of just being who we are. And I won't do it anymore. I mean, I think it comes with age too, but like maybe I'm an old fart or something now. I have no idea. But man, I really could care less if you're into what I'm into. I'm into what I'm into, and that's all there is to it. There's things I dig, things that I find cool, and it is who I am. It's part of me. So there you go. Take a little sip of brew over that one. So we'll go ahead and head to the break. And then when we come back, I got a couple cool things to talk to you guys about. So hang in there. I'm going to go ahead and throw it on over to Kyle. Kyle? All right, we're back. Okay, so things that I am into right now. Well, I know it seems like all I talk about are records, guys. But there's other things that I'm into too, but I'm going to cover a few things about records to start with because there's some cool stuff I've experienced recently. My buddy Mikey hooked me up with some records that he found when he was digging in a thrift store, and there's some gems in there. I will put some pictures up of some of that stuff so you guys can check it out, but really awesome stuff. And then I also have come across some recent acquisitions from a thrift store, like $1 each or $1.50 each. And I got some real slick records in there as well. But that's not really what I want to talk about this time. I mean, the first thing I really want to talk about is that beautiful 1x1 turntable that you heard me playing there right at the beginning. I mean, this thing is pretty magnificent. It's got a really good sound. It's a real nice, beautiful piece of equipment. And, I appreciate the fact that I had the ability to review this for them, and they traded me the turntable and the setup for me doing that. That's pretty awesome. So I'm hoping to have more stuff in the future with them and to do more things like that. And, hopefully we can have a relationship like that, because I had fun setting this up, and I'm definitely going to have a lot of great times listening to these records. Okay, but that's not really what I want to talk to you guys about either. What I really want to talk to you guys about is something else that I recently got. Oh, but first let me throw in, I also came across 2 records, and it's weird. I came across them at a Walmart, but actually 3 records. One I ordered online. They're putting out special edition singles. They're 33 1/3 singles, but they're the size of a normal 45, and they're Star Wars themed. So the first one is from New Hope, and it has the Star Wars main theme on one side, and the other side has the Cantina. And then the next one is Empire Strikes Back, that comes out later this month, and that one has the Imperial March on one side, and then the asteroid belt music with the Falcon going to the asteroids and stuff on the other side. So pretty cool. And they're colored vinyl. The first one was a New Hope. It's blue. It's beautiful. And then I think the Empire Strikes Back one is red. In addition, when I was walking yesterday in the store, I looked over, and I always kind of glance over to see if they got anything new in. And what do I see but Dolly Parton's record, Jolene. I love the song Jolene. I love Dolly Parton's voice. So it was an insta-buy for me. I mean, I just had to walk over and pick it up, which is what I did. When I picked it up, behind it, lo and behold, Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits. And it's on pink vinyl, a special edition only available at Walmart, believe it or not. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Both of those records are just perfect. I love them both. So those are 2 more acquisitions. But again, that's not really what I'm going to get into here. What I want to get into is my new wet cleaning system for vinyl. I purchased a system. It's actually entirely made in the United States, and it's been made in the United States since 1975, and it's a pretty amazing tool. It's rather simple, to be honest with you. It's a plastic kind of I don't know how to explain it, but like a little basin or bin, and you put some distilled water inside there. You fill it up to a certain level, and then you take some of the cleaning fluid that comes along with it, and there's some brushes in the middle. You pour the cleaning 3 capfuls of fluid over the cleaning bristles, and basically you take each record that you want to clean and you pop it in there. It's got rollers on each side. You give it 3 spins to the right, 3 spins to the left, dry it off, let it dry. I ended up picking up an office like paper rack that you might have on your desk that has multiple. You can put multiple files in, a wire rack, and I just put them in there and let them dry. I did probably like 32 of these last night, maybe 40, and it works amazingly. And if you don't think your records can get dirty, you're wrong. I will put up the footage that I took of the bin when I was done cleaning those. It's pretty incredible how dirty they were. But anyway, this system is called the Spin Clean Record Washer, and it's the MK2 series kit. And it comes with your main piece that I was telling you about, the yellow basin, and then the fluid, the 2 brushes, and then it comes with 2 drying towels as well. Super soft drying towels. But man, I would highly recommend, if you have some old records. I mean, that's all I'm cleaning in it. Obviously, I don't need to clean these brand new ones. But these older ones, they need some cleaning. And I can tell you that the Trinidad Steel Band album that I have from 1956, after I put it through this system, holy cow. Pretty much every record I put through this system and that I've played, it literally, when the needle hits the vinyl, it's silent until the music starts. And don't get me wrong, there's something to vinyl, that popcorn type sound where it's, there's something to that I appreciate too. But I also really appreciate silence and just the music. And so it's really beautiful. And I would highly recommend one of these if you have a lot of records. I think the main kit can clean something like, I don't remember, like 500 records or something like that. I would have to look at it again, but it'll clean it. 700 records in the main kit that you get there. So I'm more than fine for now. But yeah, wow. The results from this are amazing. And if you go to their website, or I'll put a link of a video up showing you about it, but they've done like microscopic views of the grooves on the record before and after, and it is so drastic. Like I had a couple records that had some scratches in them that I played and they skipped, and I'm not kidding. After running it through the system, it plays fine now, because that vinyl can get kind of loose where the scratch is, and then it kind of blocks the needle as it goes through. So when you clean it with these brushes, it just gets rid of those loose pieces, so that the needle can play through on the groove just like it's supposed to. So the music's still there. It's not necessarily ruined unless it's a really, really deep scratch, but it is amazing. You got to check out the results on that. Again, the Spin Clean Record Washer MK2 Complete Kit. I love it. It's amazing. So let's see. What else? There's a few things we did. You might really look at me weird the next time you see me as a parent, but we did watch Zombieland, the first one with the kids. I know they're pretty young, but Audrey can handle her horror, so that's not a big problem. But we watched that, and she loved it. They loved it. They're ready to see the second one. Oh, I don't think I talked to you guys after seeing The Lighthouse. I didn't. Mikey and I went and had a bro date last week, and we saw The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. It's directed by Robert Eggers, I believe. He directed The Witch. Wow, what a movie. I was prepared to see it, and I can tell you, I don't think I was prepared to see it. It's something else, but I would say that it's also, I really appreciated it because it's so different from everything that's being made right now. And there's no happy ending. Everything's not tied up in a bow at the end. It's not, it's a real film, and it's really amazing. And those two actors are incredible in it. So if you watch the trailer and it looks like it might be your cup of tea, I would push you guys to go see it, because it's really something else. Give it a shot. And I have full faith in Robert Pattinson being Batman in the next iteration as well. And I'm talking to you guys on the eve of Disney Plus. So tomorrow at this time, I will be able to enjoy some episodes of The Mandalorian, which, holy crap, I cannot wait to watch that. I know it's going to be fantastic. It looks amazing. I'm probably more excited about that than I am about the Rise of Skywalker, the last of this current trilogy of Star Wars movies. It looks amazing. The Mandalorian looks incredible and right up my alley. So that's exciting, and that's coming tomorrow. And what else have I watched? I know there was something else new that we watched. I cannot remember what it is. It doesn't really matter. Kimmy Schmidt, we're still watching that as well. Comics, I'm behind. I need to get caught up on some comics soon, because getting far behind on that one. But man, that's about it, guys. There's the normal stuff I'm into. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. Next week's episode will be with myself and Mikey. Our good friend Mikey will be back for an episode that we're going to record, and that will drop next week for you guys to check out. It's going to be a humdinger. There's going to be a lot of records playing. There's going to be a lot of Planet of the Apes talk. Long story short, I've got him watching that newest trilogy of Planet of the Apes. Yeah, I mean, the first one of those I'm not the craziest about. I can't remember if that's Rise. I think it is. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That one's okay with John Lithgow. But the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes is amazing. And I told him that, and so he got all those today, rented all those today, and he's got 8 hours of Apes to watch, he told me. So we'll see what he thinks about that. But it's going to be an ape-centric episode next week with all kinds of ape talk and fun stuff. So if you're a fan of any kind of ape-type situation, including skunk apes and Sasquatch guys, then you're going to want to tune in for this episode because it's going to be something else. And it'll probably be a real long format episode as well. Hour and a half to 2 hours long, probably. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know how much we'll do some of the regular things. I have to see if I can find a comic. I bet I do have a comic somewhere that has to do with apes. That would be good if we could do a dramatic comic reading. And surely we have an ape shit story. I mean, just listen, ape shit, right? So surely there's something there that we can check out. But yeah, it's going to be a fun episode. I'm really looking forward to it. So tune into that next week, and I'll keep on keeping on if you guys keep on listening. I really appreciate all of you. I was also approached by Stitcher for this to be a special, to produce some special material and possibly an ad from them or something like that. So look to hear that soon as well. And then I'm also going to drop a trailer for this podcast through Anchor.fm. They brought up, hey, you can do a trailer. So I'm going to do a little trailer for that. That should be kind of fun as well. But I appreciate you guys again. I really do. It's amazing having you on board. Keep listening, keep enjoying, keep calling, keep commenting, keep reviewing. And I'll keep doing this for you as long as I can, which is going to be quite a while. All right, guys. Thanks a lot again. And until next week, why don't you get off my lawn?